Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujobaka. This evening, economist Professor Patrick Esuming is rejecting assertions that the impressive run of the city is artificial. He argues the current economic trend is backed largely by both internal and external economic fundamental factors, which have contributed to the appreciation of the local currency. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Esuming called for measures to ensure its stability.
I wouldn't say it's too artificial. I think some of the fundamentals have changed. I think the fact that the strengthening of the foreign reserves, the gross international reserves, and you look at the source, the gold purchase and the gold board and how we are going to regulate trading in gold. Those are things that have the potential to alter the long-term value of the city. So, but what I think is that it's just the appreciation has been too rapid in a short space of time, and perhaps at a time where the currency is not under so much pressure, I wouldn't have allowed the currency to depreciate, to appreciate as much as it has in a short space of time.
All right.
So, but I don't think this is artificial. I think there's something in this. Well, if it is going to stabilize at whether it's going to stabilize at the current levels, I'm not so sure. I think perhaps some level of correction might be required.
And on the back of that, Electroland Ghana Limited has announced a massive reduction in the prices of its goods in response to the recent appreciation of the cedi to the dollar. Now, there have been calls for businesses and traders to reduce prices as the cedi performs well against the dollar to bring some relief to consumers. Now, to provide the relief, Electroland Ghana said it took the decision to put the well-being of its customers first. More in this report.
As of May 19, 2025, the cedi had appreciated by 16.7% against the US dollar year to date, reversing a 13.4% depreciation over the same period in 2024. To give back to its customers, Electroland Ghana announced what it says is a gargantuan price reduction in all of its shops across the country, dubbed the cedi Apeki promo. The initiative has seen the company reduce its prices. Speaking to journalists, the head of marketing and media relations at Electroland Ghana Limited, Adiza Ibrahim, said the economic fortunes being witnessed must impact the lives of customers.
Luckily for us, the government is working on the dollar, and so cedis is doing really well. And so it is in line that the biggest, as the biggest consumer electronics company in Ghana, we also follow suit. And so therefore, we decided that the prices we have on all the consumer electronics and any other electronics we sell and all the brands we represent, we also look at reducing the prices. So today, being Monday on the 19th May 2025, in line with government directive and in line with government effort in making sure cedis appreciate against the dollars, Electroland Ghana Limited has reduced prices. It's a gargantuan price reduction. This is not even a marketing gimmicks. This is like the genuine thing.
According to the company, it will always consider its customers when pricing. Adiza Ibrahim hinted that Electroland Ghana will always review its prices to give customers the best as the cedi performs well.
Of course, but if we are seeing 12 point something and we are having a whole press conference, so imagine it goes further. I'm sure I will hire, as the marketing head, I will hire people with community microphone to be going around behind people's houses to shout that there's massive discount. You know, the exchange rate is a major component in every business that does importation. So definitely, our business thrives. The success of our business or the shortfall of our business is on the exchange rate. And if it is doing good, why not? We need to let Ghanaians know that this is what is happening. The same way they will come in, somebody might have come in last week to say, prices near Mr. Mintono. It's the same way we want them to come and have that relief and go, oh, into dollar na say air kono. Truly and really, they have done reduction.
In a bid to promote youth empowerment and entrepreneurship, Ghana Grows Empower 360 an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation led by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, has successfully trained 32 participants in the lucrative skills of soap making and arts, as well as makeup artistry. More in this report.
The skills training in soap making, resin art, and makeup artistry, which formed part of the organization's ongoing efforts to reduce unemployment and build self-reliance among Ghanaian youth, brought together participants from across the country. Executive Director of Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Comfort Okran, revealed how this training program transcends these participants into their communities.
Now remember that some of them came from girls' clubs, so they say they'll go and show the girls' club members how to do the different skills they've come to learn. So indeed, it becomes an Empower 360. We empower a youth-led organization to teach. The youth-led organization teaches a young person. The young person is given a tool. Then the person goes back to his or her community and supports other people in the community. So it's a whole cycle. And because it's a given cycle, by the grace of God, would have young people in different communities who have different skills and can live dignified and fulfilling lives.
She also emphasized that participants are rightly trained to ensure sustainability of their businesses.
Part of the training program that we did for them included business skills. So they know they have to do their paperwork, they know they have to do their accounting, so that they don't spend their money by heart because now I've got money. No. Know that you have to have something that you put aside for your materials. You need to have something to put aside for maybe a little bit of, business running costs, and put those the funds what you use, put it all down so you can see that indeed you've made X profit or Y profit. So then there is sustainability built into the program.
Participants expressed excitement about the opportunity, with many noting that the skills acquired would not only improve their personal financial situations, but also allow them to train others in their communities.
So far, the program was amazing. It's helped me acquire the skills that I'm not aware of. So I'm highly excited to thank the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Mr. and Mrs. Okan, for their good work they have done, the management team. And I'm also grateful to thank the board for creating a room from physically challenged people also to take part in their program.
Looking back at the community, we know there are so many people there with so many skills, but the soap making isn't very common. So as I'm here, when I get back to the community, I'm going to use that as my business so that I can also empower the young people in the community, teach them how to also do the soap so that they will also be able to provide for themselves and also cater for others.
This initiative adds to the growing list of youth empowerment programs in Ghana focused on practical job-ready skills that align with local market demands.
The Third World Network Africa has convened stakeholders from across the continent for a high-level trade and development conference here in Accra, calling for a renewed focus on economic diversification, value addition, and a more intentional approach to Africa's development agenda. Here's more.
The Trade and Development Conference, under the theme Building Cadre for Trade and Development Advocacy in Africa, aimed at strengthening the continent's capacity to shape its own economic destiny through effective trade advocacy and policy action. Addressing participants at the ceremony, Professor Patrick Esuming of the University of Ghana emphasized the critical need for African nations to look inward and diversify their economies. He noted that while policy formulation is important, it must be marked by deliberate commitment and a clear vision shared by both government and citizens.
It requires a deliberate strategy and a commitment to it. It's not going to be easy at first because essentially, you are a market for people and you are deciding that you don't want to take their goods again. People who some way, somehow, they still have some element of control in some aspect. But we have to stay the course. And, we had an example of people saying, I'll just buy chicken from Brazil because it's cheaper. You should understand that it's taking years for Brazil to produce chicken at that rate. And it starts with government effort. If the government of Ghana decided that for school feeding and for other things, it's only buy Ghana, that is creating a big market for local farmers and local producers. So, and then, people, you get productive from there. But I think the ASCFTA is key because we need to begin to look more inward.
Professor Suming also advocated for increased effort in value addition, urging governments to encourage the processing of raw materials into finished or semi-finished goods before export. He maintained that even small-scale efforts can significantly enhance the retention of value within the local economies, ultimately leading to sustainable development.
You can start with low value addition, especially when you have a lot of agriculture products, when you have a lot of fruits and vegetables, just simple processing. These days we have technologies for drying even fruits.
Thank you so much for watching Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Daniel Cranton is next with Prime Sports.